WolfSpeed is up an incredible 1100% today. And in this video, we're going to go over the exact reasoning why. Some good news came out regarding their bankruptcy status. If you've been following this channel, you know, like the last time I posted about WolfSpeed about 13 days ago, it was trading at around $2.90. So if you were lucky enough to take advantage of that, you would be up massively. So I'm going to show you what an exit strategy would be right now. Right now, we're looking at the weekly chart, but I'm going to dive into the daily, the 4 hour and 45-minute chart and kind of give you an idea, okay, like how to trade so you don't lose money. Again, nothing's trading or financial advice, but I'm giving you the education to equip you with the knowledge to be successful in trading. And so we're going to do some technical analysis. We're going to look at the information and see what we can expect next. The reason we're taking a look at the weekly chart off the bat is because since it's trading above the 50-day moving average on the weekly, we're not looking at the daily. So on the weekly, the next price target naturally would be this 49.66 or like say around $50, which would be coming up against the 200-day moving average on the weekly chart. But we're going to dig deeper into the daily and 4 hour chart to see like, okay, like when can we expect that to happen? Whenever we have a huge gap like this, usually it's not sustainable, especially like 1,000% increase in price. And now let's take a look at the daily chart. So when we look at the daily chart, we see like we had this massive increase in price, but not a huge increase in volume. So that tells me that maybe tomorrow it might go up a little bit more, but this isn't sustainable. It's going to come down and fill this gap. But on the weekly chart, since we passed this 50-day moving average long term, again, it's not going to happen in a couple of days. Long-term price target would be around $50. So still a lot of upside left, but we're going to go into more detail about what we can expect in the short term. But if you're watching my previous videos that I made on this stock, this one was about like 2 weeks ago. I made multiple updates on this stock. And one of the main reason that this stock initially caught my attention, other than the chart looking really good at the time, is because when I took a look at the short float, we saw that the short float was incredibly high, like ridiculously high. So this was kind of setting up for a potential short squeeze. And if you're watching my videos, I tell you that whenever a short float is this high and the chart looks like this, so this is what the chart would have looked like before today. Like when it comes up against the 50-day moving average, when it trades up above this 50-day moving average, the next thing it wants to test is the 200-day. And once it reaches the 200-day moving average, it can either reject it or blow right past through it. And whenever it blows right past through it, it just goes on an insane rally, like we saw with Open Door when I introduced that stock at 71 cents and it went all the way up to $10. So one of the main things that caught my attention was this incredible short float. And if you're watching my videos, you know, I tell you that a news event has to trigger it. And the news that came out today that triggered this insane rally is that some good news came out regarding its Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about what it means, but the overall takeaway is that there's some positive outcome regarding their Chapter 11 bankruptcy that's making the stock more desirable to more investors, that the stock does have a future, that it's not going to disappear. But again, I just want to bring this to your attention. In this, we don't dive too much into the fundamentals. We're just looking at the technical setup. But this is the news that came out that's causing this insane rally today. But the thing is, now we have to determine, is this rally sustainable? So again, going back to the weekly chart, long term, like say by the end of the year, that's enough long term, we will see this price trade up to this $49.66 price mark. But short terms, I like looking at the 45-minute chart to determine, okay, what would be a good exit position. The price is way above the moving average to get a good sense. So we have to go even lower. We have to go like to the 15-minute chart. And on the 15-minute chart, and even on the 15-minute chart, it's way above the moving averages. Gauge, okay, what would be a good entry or exit position at this point. So we still have to wait. So at this point, I'm going to tell you, like, if you were lucky enough to like buy like the stock at like when I was trading at like $3 when I first made the video, and you're up this much, I'm going to show you exactly how to take advantage of that. But at this point, I would have to wait to see what would be a good entry position. I want to see the price come down and test this. At least we're on the 15-minute chart, so this is way more sensitive than the 45 or like daily chart. So we would like to see the price come down and at least touch this 50-day moving average and see if it starts to like trade along it or bounce off of it. Because again, I tell you, the charts hate gaps, and it's going to want to at least fill this gap in the near future. So at this point, we have to wait and see. But for example, say you did see the video 2 weeks ago, and you decided to buy 1,000 shares at around, let's make it even, let's say $3. So I'm going to show you exactly how to trade it so it's impossible for you to lose money. Say you bought 1,000 shares at $3, so your cost basis would be $3,000. So your total cost for this stock is around $3,000, and excuse the weird writing because I am using the mouse cursor. So your total cost is around $3,000. And so what I usually say is like when it doubles, sell half your shares. So you take out your initial investment, and the rest you can just let it ride. So for a simpler math, so your total cost is $3,000 and you own 1,000 shares. Right now it's trading at 14.97. So I would say sell 500 shares. Sell 500 shares at 14.97. So if you sell 500 shares at 14.97, you're looking at almost 2.5 times your initial investment. So if you sell half your shares, you'll get out at some, like say around $7,500 minus the $3,000 you initially invested. So you're looking at a $4,400 profit. So again, even if it went up double, even if it was 100%, I would say sell half and let the rest ride. But you're looking at this insane rally. Definitely sell half. Take out all that profit, and now you're still left with 500 shares. And now if the stock even goes all the way back down to $1, you haven't lost any money. It's mathematically impossible for you to lose money. So this is how you should trade it. Make sure you lock in some profit. The main point I want to get across in this video is that make sure you're locking in profit. And I will continue to make updates on this stock. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel, turn on your post notification, and please give this video a like. So to reiterate, we still have to wait at this point. I told you long-term vision, the stock, it's looking healthy. It's probably going to go to $50, but short-term, we have to wait. Like if I wasn't in the stock, this isn't a point where I would want to get into the stock. Not yet, because it's way too volatile. At least going to wait until tomorrow to see what happens, to see if it like starts to like fill some of this gap, or if it starts to trade down and at least touch this $50 moving average on the 15-minute chart. But at this point, it's way too volatile. Even if we get another gap up tomorrow, the chances, again, at this point, it's kind of hard to gauge like exactly what will happen tomorrow or the next day. But even if it gets another gap up tomorrow and say it goes up to $30, like it's going to crash right back down, and you're not going to be able to time it perfectly. So the overall, at this point, I wouldn't touch it. I would lock in profit, 100% lock in some profit, especially if I got in around $3, lock in some profit, and then look at the 15-minute chart and wait for a pullback to see like if it comes down and touches this 50-day moving average on the 15-minute chart. So that's all the update for the stock. Please make sure you're subscribed to this channel, turn on your post notification, and please give this video a like. I think I'm going to drop 2 more videos today to do an update on 2 different stocks. So please make sure you're watching out for those videos. They're also up tremendously. Wolf stock, I wanted to make a video because the increase in price is just incredible. And I want to know in the comment section how many of you were able to take advantage of that. I want to know in the comment section how many of you are in profit right now and how much profit have you locked in. So hope you enjoyed this update video, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you for watching.